Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our journey into the flight of this amazing language that I was born into. And now I'm taking a second look at the language together with you. 心地善良 was what we talked about yesterday. That's somebody who's kind-hearted, and Chinese use 4 characters to describe that kind-heartedness. So we do have heart in there, right? And di is the bottom, the heart. If you come down to the bottom, the ground level. So that's our 心地. And 善良, one is related to using words kindly toward each other. So that's verbally kind. And 良 is you're content, you're ready to go, to hide away. 真善美 is today's phrase, and they are 3 big concepts in like a culturally significance, and it's very abstract as well, and it's related to cultural aesthetics. And I'm not exactly sure if 真善美, this phrase that was captured in Chinese, that we use the 3, and specifically always in the 3 orders have to be 真善美, this order that came from Christianity or not, but I see a lot of like cross culture saying there, because okay, I'm not going to talk about Christianity because I really have limited knowledge about that, but it seems like from that religious point of view, or I don't know, Islam as well, like religious point of views, 真善美 are promoted. So here in our language, in the Chinese culture, these 3 main pillars of human ideals or principles are captured. Okay, 真 is a little bit much to explain. Okay, we call it truthful. I translate it as truthful. I mean, language is really diminishing because it has so much a history and a meaning behind it. And that's what I'm doing here, try to go to the origin of the country, of the language, and like how it was formed, what elements, components are within here, so that we can interpret the meaning of what exactly you mean by truthful. Okay, so on the top, there is this this sign, that's our dagger or some knife thing. Okay, in another version, it's like our number 10, but whatever, it's a dagger. Okay, in the middle, this box, contemporarily Chinese become simplified version, become very boxy, right? Everything is like cornered, but back then language was fluid. Like we have oval shapes or circle shapes as well. So they're curves in the original language representation as well. So this oval shape with 2 horizontal lines is our eyeball, is our eye symbol. So we have eye, we have dagger, and then we have this corner. We talked about this corner before in this character. So this is bottom left corner. It means a hiding place, a low ground, so to speak. It's not up ground. So if it's a high ground, it's like easy to see, right? You're going to look at it. It's something high. You're going to pay a lot of attention to. But here it's like a low ground. It's ground level. You probably, it's way below your eye level. Your eyes here are not going to look at it that close, right? So here the B, which is the dagger, the knife thing. I read it as knife is something you used, the tool you use to kill things, right? And then you have your eyes, kill, and ground level. I'm trying to come up with something that, okay, originally somebody said this is number 10 on the top. So you have 10 pairs of eyes looking at the ground level to examine something. So it's when things are straightforward, when things are exposed, like there's no shadow, there's no unknown. Everybody's looking at the same thing from all kinds of angles. So it gotta be true, right? So that was one version, and now it's okay, a dagger involved here instead of a number 10. So if we read dagger as discerning as well, like dagger, some tool to kill, to come to the ending of things, or the eyes when looking at something not so obvious, coming to the ending of things. We could kind of loosely connect it, the three elements of that, of kind of truth seeking, of coming to the end of this not so obvious hidden situation, that you really use your eyes, your observation. So observation is the number one step. You have to look at something hidden, it's not obvious, and you have to examine it and sort of to kill it along the way to really get to the bottom of things. Okay, so that's the top portion. The two bottom, there are two ways to explain it. Okay, this is number 8. Number 8 is a separation of things. So when we have a separation of things, that means you can tell, you can classify things from A to B, right? 2 piles. So that's a separation, that's a sorting of things, the good or bad, however category you want to assign. And the other one is, okay, we have this human and this symbol, right? And if we shorten, we cut the top portion of it, it becomes like 2 legs at the bottom, right? So that's like a leg that's walking, so the tools for you to walk. So we can read it as somebody who is seeking truth, but who is also doing, like carrying out, like an act upon the truth found. So you have this observation, the eyes, and you have feet, the doing, the seeing, and the doing. And this is the hidden situation. You can regard it as the world. And this is your intellectual power that you're kind of killing it. You can get to the bottom of it, to the end of it. So that's our truth seeking process. It does begin with eyes observation. Okay, so shan. Again, we have the sheep, the horns, the fluffy hairs, 3 horizontal lines that are sheep. And it's the best of domesticated animals that we can offer to God, the best of the proteins, the nutritions to humans. So we regard that as the best representation of what we have to offer, right? And then the 2 are the speaking symbols, the verbalization. So 2 persons sitting calmly, equally underneath this good intention, the best of the best. So they are having a real conversation over there with good, equal intention. Good, well-intended meaning of there. So their kindness come from this use of words, that you are using it in a balanced way, treat people equally, heart to heart, so to speak. So that's our kindness. Mei, okay. Mei in contemporary Chinese are often used. If you go to China, you want to flirt, you want to pick up line from girls, you can say mei nu directly. So that's most commonly used address of the ladies. So we say mei nu first. If it's a stranger, you don't know his name, right? You just say mei nu. I guess all the girls want to turn around to look at you, because everybody wants to think themselves as beautiful woman. So that's a literature translation of beautiful woman. Mei nu, nu is our woman symbol. Okay, so but exactly what mei came from, what is regarded as mei? Okay, amazingly, see the connection there? In the shan, we have the sheep, the horn, the 3 horizontal lines, fluffy hair, and 1 vertical line in the middle. Same structure here. Okay, so it started with sheep. Okay, that's understandable, because sheep are the best of the domestic animals, the best protein to have, right, among your society, that you can offer to God, the best thing among you, right? And then we have this symbol that means big. Okay, my interpretation of big is it's kind of a human's full span. If they spread out the legs and the arms, make a starfish of themselves, that is like your biggest, taking up the biggest space of a single person. So that's my interpretation of why this character starfish position as the meaning of big. Okay, so big, sheep. combined as beautiful. How to understand that? Okay, my interpretation is back then, sheep, yes, is indeed one of the major, I guess it's a feast, right? If you can have access, you can have dinner as lamb. Okay, lamb is the word for the meat of sheep. So if you have a lamb dinner, that's really good. And if you have a big lamb, so that means you have a lot of meaty lamb around, that really makes you feel good. So back then, I guess, visual beauty is not that important to people. Survival is the number one thing. So if you have access, you can eat a big lamb. That is the ultimate, like, life is good sense of feeling. And it came from, I call it like internal, like you can eat it. It can get you, it can be part of you, right? Once you eat the big lamb, the nutrition, the protein, everything on the lamb become part of you. You digest that, right? That's internal, accessible beauty. That's something that make you feel good. You're enriched by that. So that's kind of based on eating, based on diet, meaning of the origin of the beauty, and eventually this got like externalized. It becomes like visually, even if you may not eat it anymore, but you see it, it's pleasing to you, and that's regarded as beautiful too. So there is this transitioning of the word used from eating to seeing, and both are pleasant. I guess both make you happy. So that's the origin of beautiful. So truthful, kind, beautiful, these are the three good meanings that we combine together. And it actually was used as a translation of a movie title, The Sound of Music, the classical Hollywood movie, right? And in, I think it's Taiwanese version, because I'm trying to read if this is traditional Chinese. Yes, this is a traditional Chinese, like in this fine print talking about who is the director and so, what awards it got. So these are all traditional Chinese. So I know it's kind of Taiwan or Hong Kong translation. So even under the big umbrella of Chinese, Taiwan and Hong Kong are more traditional Chinese. They have more preserved or closer ties to the original Chinese culture by using traditional Chinese. And of course, the downside of that is you really have to spend a lot of time to learn the essence of the language because it's more complicated. So mainland Chinese, we learn the simplified version of Chinese. So by looking at this fine print here, I can tell this is either Taiwan or Hong Kong translation of The Sound of Music movie into 真善美, because it's truth-seeking, it's kindness, heart to heart. Really, I love this character at Mei, and that make aesthetically pleasing to you because of the two qualities in the front, right? The truth-seeking and kindness. So kindness, because of truth speaking, I think this is like interpersonal relationship, right? And truth seeking is you and the external world, how you are viewing the world. Like you're grounded, you're not, illusional, delusional. And this is the result, the beautiful is as a result of that, you are qualified to be beautiful, not just to pleasing the eye, but it's really somebody you want to spend time with. That's the big lamb for you. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.